I decided to write this book because I wanted to help young black males achieve at high level. I wanted to help young black males be successful. I specifically targeted this to young black males because I honestly feel that black America is in a state of emergency. And unless black people do something about what's happening in black America, we are in jeopardy. Single parenthood, unemployment, and incarceration is rampant among African Americans. I have some statistics in the book. Right now in America, roughly 40% of the children born are born out of wedlock. In the African American community, and I cite my source in the book, it's roughly 72%. And you're the next generation. You know, my generation is already screwed up. The generation before me already made mistakes. It is you who are going to have to take a leadership role and change some of the things that are persisting. In high school, there will be girls that you go to school with who have children. And what that does, that puts them in a very difficult situation. And you need to be, not your parent, but, giving parental advice. You need to make intelligent decisions. I was inspired to write this book when I met President Barack Obama for the second time. I met the president quite a few times. I happened to take my 4-year-old son with me. I arranged to go to a private reception with the president. There were only about 20 people in the room. And my son had a phenomenal personal moment with President Obama. A moment that made me cry afterwards. A light flashed before my eyes. I remember being robbed at gunpoint at 12 years old. I remember the death of a fellow classmate, watching him lay on the ground bleeding because he'd been shot. And I decided at that point that I've done very well in life. I had to do something to try to help young black males head in a positive direction. So this book is significantly about myself and my brother. Super smart, full scholarship to college. Ended up going to college, and he ended up flunking out of college. He was a very good-looking guy, had all the women, went to every party, never missed a party. I got a call one day. I screened my calls because I get calls from commercial salespeople trying to sell me products and services that I don't necessarily want. But this call was from a lawyer in New York City telling me that my brother was in jail, saying he had violated his probation and that she had worked out a scenario whereby if I paid $8,400, my brother could get out of jail. And that would satisfy the terms of his probation. And I thought about it. I wasn't going to pay it. I was like, $8,400? I'd rather take my wife on a nice vacation. I'd rather invest that money and let it grow to help pay for my son's college education. But I thought about it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to save my brother. I paid the $8,400, got my brother out of jail. So my brother's a free man today. I thought about it. There's no reason for my brother to be out committing crimes. What he was on probation for is he had been pulled over in Texas for transporting marijuana from Texas to North Carolina. He never made it to his intended drop-off point because he was speeding in Texas. He blamed it on driving while black. He said, man, they pulled me over because I'm black. It doesn't matter. You did something that you weren't supposed to do, so you need to take accountability for your actions, so you need to be accountable for everything you do. Treating yourself well, getting your education, and treating women well. And so this book tells the story of my life, it tells the story of my brother's life, and it tells the story of how I made a transition from doing things that I shouldn't have been doing from being a horrible student to being a straight A student, from going from a point where I had a high school guidance counselor tell me I shouldn't bother to go to college. He told me I was good with my hands. He said, you know what, Greg, you need to go to vocational school. We had a school event, and my guidance counselor was a graduate of Eastern Michigan University. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. And he said anybody interested in going to his alma mater should come visit him. And he would personally write them a letter of recommendation. When I went to him, he said, Greg, you should go to a vocational school. You're good with your hands. And I had moved from an all African-American urban environment in Detroit to a suburban high school, which is where this took place. There was all white, handful of black folks. But students who weren't as good as me as a student, he wrote letters of recommendation for us. I wasn't discouraged. And I ended up transforming myself to a straight A student by the time I graduated from graduate school. So whether you're a good student, average student, or bad student, it doesn't matter. If you put forth the effort and you plan accordingly, and you're diligent, you stay off of Facebook, and you don't spend all your time on the mobile phone, you can be a very good student. You know, everything is a matter of perspective. How you view yourself, how you view the world, and how others view you. You directly control how you view yourself. You directly control how you view the world. And you can influence how others view you. So when I go somewhere, I make sure I present a professional image. So when you see young men walking around with their underwear exposed, earrings in both ears, tattoos on their face, tattoo tear under their eye, tattoos on their neck, that's not, if you want to be like me, hanging out with President Barack Obama, this is how you need to be dressed. You need to talk, you need to be intelligent, you need to talk articulately. I'm going to read a brief excerpt from this book about black women. And it's chapter 26 in the book. It's very important that you treat women with respect. When I was growing up in Detroit, I had the privilege of knowing a gentleman who happens to be one of the richest black men in the United States of America. His name is Herb Strother. I met him when I was 9 years old. And one thing he always said when he spoke to young men is always be a gentleman. Always be a gentleman in whatever you do. So I'm going to read a brief excerpt from the Janitor's Sons. Chapter 26. Black women are beautiful and strong, yet they too often must raise children by themselves. They are also too often disrespected by black men. This was changed as all blacks are part of the extended black family. We have a kinship. If we treat our family horribly, how are we to treat our friends? If black Americans treat other blacks badly, why should we expect others to treat us well? If relationships shatter so easily, how can long-term relationships survive? And if loving relationships are never cultivated, then what? Are we just going to have more baby mamas everywhere? And I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to leave you with a brief poem. If you've never written a poem, start writing poems. No, women love flowers, and women love poems. I always treat women with the utmost respect. You would not be here if not for a woman. So I'm going to read a brief poem. It's called The 10th Muse. She is a melody that's beautiful to me. Her total persona, how I adore thee. Pure elegance, she fills my days with grace. Aphrodite's can't compare to such a beautiful face. Her smile, free from pretense and completely honest. I was blessed to have met her because of friends from college. How could one woman, I wonder, possess such power? Her beauty and intelligence I've thought about for hours. Her voice is magical, so lovely to my ears. I could listen to her voice day after day, year after year. More pleasant than the chirping of a sparrow. Well, I hear her voice today, if not, I hope tomorrow. She's a gift from God, lifts my spirits when I'm mad, makes me do good when I'm bad, makes me smile when I'm sad. A presence so strong, she has me floating on air. I view her with amazement, though it's rude for me to stare. No woman I've met unto her I can't compare. She's delightful, she's exquisite, she's charming, I'm touched. In my quest for achievement, I work oh so much. I've endured many plights, and in time I succumbed. But I love a black woman. Now I know that I have won. When things used to go wrong, now they only go right. Heavy burdens aren't so heavy. Heavy burdens now seem light. She sparked emotions I never thought I'd have. Black women are so beautiful, love ain't so bad. With her by my side, I can achieve anything. I can climb the tallest mountain, I can cross the widest sea, I can break a brick wall, I can knock down a tree. I love a black woman, yes, love, love, love. This is no fairy tale, though I see a white dove. So, treat women with respect, and, you know, find every good man, there is a good woman, and you will have a marvelous life, much less stress. Guys I know who are players, hustlers, they have miserable lives. It's just, you know, and I'm happy. You know, I'm happy, I'm content. I have a beautiful wife, a beautiful son. All the videos you see, music videos, guys with all these women. Listen, that's not going to get you to be a CEO of a major corporation. That's not going to help you become president of the United States. It's just not going to happen. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.